Hello to everyone that's watching this in the future. Yeah, just gonna wait for some people to log on to the live stream before I really start. Fix my hair. How's everyone doing? Oh, hello. Welcome to my channel. My name is Bobbie. Today is Tuesday, so we're about to do some yoga for cyclists, Chanukah edition. Alright, it's the 6th night of Chanukah tonight, and I'm going to start off by lighting the menorah right away so we can put it in the window, and yeah, I just want to make sure that I don't want to knock it over or anything. Oh yeah, but I also, hey Paul, yeah, so this is my menorah for today. I was saving this one to light. This is my new one. It's made out of a bike chain. I don't know if you can see. But yeah, and you can kind of move it. It's pretty cool. So this is the one I'm going to be lighting for yoga for cyclists because it's made out of a bike chain. All right, so let's get started with the menorah right now. If you'd like to... Oh, wait, actually, let's get started with props first. For props today, definitely grab a strap. If you don't have a strap, you can use a belt, a tie, or a rope, anything that's like kind of long that you can make a small loop in the end. I don't know if you can see that loop. Yeah. I have a blanket for my knees. I have sensitive knees, and I have 2 blocks. If you don't have blocks, you could use 2 books, or just grab a bunch of pillows. You can use that to put hide under your hands if you need. But yeah, that's about it for props. And now I'll light the menorah. I don't know if I need a lighter though. I'll be right back because I don't know what happened to my lighter that I keep in here. Okay, sorry about that. Alright, got a Hanukkah colored lighter. It's blue. So I'm just going to start by lighting the middle candle, the shamash, and that's all I'm going to light, and then I'm going to use that candle to light the other candles. So shamash in Hebrew means helper, or it kind of roughly translates into helper, because this candle is used to light the other candles, so it's like a little helper. Yeah. So you take the candle, the shamash, out. And then you start from the right to the left. So they have 6 other candles besides the shamash, and then with the shamash it's 7 for the 6th night of Hanukkah. Can you see the menorah? Oh yeah, you can kind of see it. All right. Okay. Then you put the shamash back, and you don't ever want to blow out the Hanukkah candles. You just let them burn all the way down. And then I'm gonna move the menorah in the windows so people outside can see and be reminded of the miracle of the 8 nights that we received the light from just one night of oil, and that's it. Okay, so that's in the window. Hopefully it doesn't fall. It should be good. That menorah kind of doesn't balance that well sometimes, but you can kind of shape it so it can balance better. Anyways, yeah, so let's get started then. We're going to get started in legs up the wall pose. So you'll start by bringing one hip to the wall, whichever hip you like to use, and then spin your legs up lie on your back. If you need to, scoot your butt in as close to the wall as you can. All right, arms can be down by the sides, or maybe even place the left hand over the heart and the right hand over the belly. Begin to slow down the breath, close the eyes, relax the face. Taking deep inhales and exhales through the nose, making the inhales as long as the exhales, and the exhales as long as the inhales. And you feel the belly and chest rise and lower underneath the hands if you brought them to the heart and belly. Try to clear your mind, so notice and observe any thoughts that come to your head, but then let them go with each exhale. Allow yourself to be present. And while you're centering in, meditating, I'm going to read off the story of Chanukah. So there's 3 variations, and I really went into depth into the first, like the main variation that people think of when they think of Chanukah. At least I did growing up, and then there's 2 others that I don't know. Some historians and Jewish scholars have kind of think what happened. But yeah, I'll briefly explain the first 2. I went more in depth about the second one in my last class, my energizing Vinyasa. So now I'll go first. So yeah, first let's go through the original story. So in 168 BC, Antiochus IV was the Syrian king of the time that took over Jerusalem. His soldiers descended upon Jerusalem, massacring thousands of people and desecrating the city's holy second temple by erecting an altar to Zeus and sacrificing pigs within its sacred walls. So Antiochus IV also made Judaism basically illegal. Jews were not allowed to practice their religion. And they were forced to worship Greek gods and goddesses. The story of Chanukah does not appear in the Torah because the events that inspired it took place after it was written. And technically, in Judaism, it's not really one of the high holidays. It's a minor holiday, but I don't know. It's still a fun holiday. It's one of my favorite holidays, so I consider it a high holiday. Yeah. And then, let's see. A Jewish priest named Matthias and his 5 sons led a rebellion against the Seleucid monarchy. Matthias died in 166 BC, and his son Judah, known as Judah Maccabee, or the Hammer, took over. Within 2 years, the Jews successfully drove the Syrians out of Jerusalem, relying largely on guerrilla warfare tactics. Judah then called on his followers to cleanse the second temple, rebuild its altar, and light its menorah, which then had 7 branches on the menorah. Also, this, with your legs up the wall, you can pretend you are a branch in the menorah. I'm going to start my yoga timer here. Yeah. Then the Hanukkah miracle. This is the story I was always told growing up, and what I truly believe is why we celebrate Hanukkah nowadays. So, according to the Talmud, one of Judaism's most central texts, Judah Maccabee and the other Jews that took part in the rededication of the Second Temple witnessed what they believed to be a miracle. They only had enough untainted olive oil to keep the menorah burning for a single day. But the flames continued burning for 8 nights, leaving them with time to find a fresh supply of oil. And this is the event that inspired the sages to proclaim a yearly 8-day festival, also known as the Festival of Lights. And why the menorah now has 9 branches on them, 8 of them representing the 8 nights, the middle one to hold the shamash, or the helper candle. And we don't need to go into that. So the second story of Hanukkah, Jerusalem under Antiochus IV had erupted into civil war between 2 camps of Jews, those who had assimilated into the dominant culture surrounding them and adopting Greek and Syrian customs, and those who were determined to impose Jewish laws. The traditionalists won out in the end, with the Hasmonean dynasty led by Judah Maccabee's brother and his descendants. They reclaimed the control of the land of Israel from the Seleucids and maintained an independent Jewish kingdom for more than a century. And I don't know, it doesn't really say that if the miracle of Hanukkah was included in that, but that doesn't really say why we celebrate Hanukkah, but that is one of the stories. And the third and final variation that we have not heard yet, unless you didn't take my classes earlier, that's fine. Jewish scholars have also suggested that the first Hanukkah may have been a belated celebration of Sukkot, which the Jews had not had the chance to celebrate during the Maccabean revolt. Sukkot consists of 7 days of feasting, prayer, and festivities. So let's just continue for a few moments here with our legs up the wall as we are a branch of the menorah. I'm going to be the shamash. Feel the hips grounded, the back grounded, the shoulders relaxing down. Then when you're ready, you can blink the eyes open, maybe wiggle the fingers and toes a little bit, circle the ankles and wrists, and then kind of roll off onto one side, making your way into child's pose. So we'll bring the knees and feet on the ground, tops of the feet on the ground. Big toes touch. Knees can either be together or wide, whatever feels best in your body. Hips reach back towards the heels and forehead comes down towards the earth. Take a few deep breaths here. On your next inhale, walk the hands over to the right side, either one next to the other or maybe stacking the left hand on top of the right. Forehead reaches back down to the earth. Slightly spin the left shoulder downward so you really get a nice stretch in the left side body. And make sure you're reaching that left hip towards that left heel. On your next inhale, walk the hands through center over to the left, maybe stacking right hand on top of the left this time. Forehead reaches back down, right shoulder spins downward, right hip reaches back towards that right heel. Inhale, walk the hands back to center. You can lower the forehead down, but bring the palms to touch out in front of you. With the head on the earth, then bring the hands to the nape of the neck in this prayer position. To deepen the stretch, you can kind of walk the elbows inward and closer to each other and a little further out away from the body. And for less of a stretch, you'll do the opposite. Really reach the heart down towards the earth, opening up the shoulders and triceps. Then reach the hands back out in front of you, palms on the ground. Take the left hand, thread it underneath the right arm, coming onto the left shoulder, left side of the face. Hips are still reaching back towards the heels. You can keep this right arm lengthened out long, or maybe wrap it behind the low back. Reach that right arm back out in front of you if you moved it. Unthread the left arm, reach that out in front of you. Then thread the right arm underneath the left, coming onto the right shoulder, right side of the face. Left hand can stay out long or wrap behind the low back. Then unwind, reach both arms out in front of you. Then make your way to hands and knees, tabletop position. Knees right underneath the hips, hands right underneath the shoulders. Pull the belly in towards the spine. Push into the palms to lift that back heart space up. On an inhale, let the belly sink. Lift the heart, lift the hips. Keep the belly engaged. Exhale, round the spine. Inhale, lift. Let the belly sink. Heart lift into your cow pose. Exhale, round the spine into your cat. Moving with your own breath. I'm going to do about 8 total. Don't worry if you lose count. Just try to keep it Hanukkah themed. Every inhale, really fill up the lungs. And every exhale, empty them out. On your next inhale, come to a neutral spine. Keep pulling the belly in. And then reach the right toes back behind you. Press into that right heel. Keep pulling the belly in. Stretching out the right calf a little bit. Then inhale, lift that right leg up and over towards the left side. Keep pressing through the heel. Look back towards the right heel. Pull the belly in. Inhale, lift that right leg up and then out to the right. I'm going to turn this way so you can see better. Ooh, floor's kind of slippery. All right. So you can have this right knee bent like this, toes flexed, or reach that right leg straight out. Try to bring as even weight as you can into the hands. And then we're going to do 8 pulses here with the leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Lower that right leg down, that right foot down. And line the top of the knee with the arch of the right foot. Inhale the arms up overhead. Exhale, reach the right arm down the right leg, left arm overhead. Press the hips forward, spin the heart open, gate pose. And this is kind of symboling how the Jews were kind of gated in or trapped in their own home, but were unable to have the freedom to practice religion or their religion. Inhale, come up through center. Exhale, reach the left arm down, right arm overhead. Reach that right arm forward, coming into a kind of side counter stretch at first. Then we're going to lift that right leg up about hip height, and we'll take 8 crunches here. So inhale as you lengthen out. Exhale, bring the elbow in towards the knee. Really squeeze the belly in. Inhale out. That was 1. Exhale in. 2. Inhale out. Exhale in. 3. Inhale out. Exhale in. 4. Inhale out. Exhale in. 5. Inhale out. Exhale in. 6. Inhale. Exhale. 7. Inhale. Exhale. 8. I think I did 8. All right. Then from here, you're gonna kind of reach back up. So arms are up. Then you're just gonna place the hands underneath the shoulders, and you should be facing the top of your mat. I just turned to show you that pose better. It doesn't really work from that angle. Then you're gonna lift that right leg up, or keep it lowered by the left knee. So you can either be here or here. On an exhale, squeeze the elbows in, lower the chin and chest down to the earth. Then lower the right leg down or lengthen both legs out. Lift the heart, cobra. Shoulder blades roll down the back and elbows squeeze in. Then from here, come back up to your tabletop position, and we'll do that all on the other side. So inhale the left toes back behind you, press into that heel, reach through the crown of the head, pull the belly button in. On your next inhale, lift that left leg up and cross it over to the right side. Keep pressing through the heel, pulling the belly in. Look back toward that left heel. Inhale, come up through center. Bring that left leg out to the left, about hip height. Toes are flexed. Knee can either be bent or straight. Bring as even weight as you can into both hands, and then we'll do 8 pulses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Lower the left foot down. Top of the knee with arch of the left foot. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, left arm down the left leg, right arm overhead. Press the hips forward, spin the heart open back into our gate pose. Inhale, come back up through center. Take a little counter side bend to the other side. Right hand comes down to the earth. Left arm reaches to the side of that left ear. Then inhale the left leg up about hip height. Squeeze the belly in. Keep pressing the hips up. Inhale here. Exhale, knee to elbow. 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Inhale. Exhale, 6. Inhale. Exhale, 7. Last one. Inhale. Exhale, 8. Reach that left leg back out. Place it down. Come up. And then spin yourself forward. Or actually, I guess you would be facing this way. So yeah, you can keep that left leg lifted, but keep it straight back this time. And then if you'd like, lower it here, move through knees, chest, chin here, or keep that left leg lifted, move through knees, chest, chin here. Inhale, exhale, lower, elbows squeeze in. Inhale, heart lifts, legs lengthen back, cobra. Then from here, come back to your hands and knees, tabletop position. Keep the hips lifted high, but begin to walk the hands out in front of you, melting the heart down towards the earth. Anahatasana, heart melting pose, or puppy pose. We'll take a few deep breaths here. We really want to stretch out the shoulders and back today, because we're going to be getting into some back bending a little later. So your forehead can either be on the earth or on a prop, or if you live in a more open body, the chest and chin might come all the way down. Wherever you're at, roll the shoulder blades down the back. Pull the lower belly in. On your next inhale, slide the heart through. Forearms stay grounded. Sphinx pose. And here, if you have a hard time reaching your foot in this pose for half frog, grab your strap or whatever prop you may be using, your rope, belt, tie. Make sure it has a little loop on the end. You can place that loop around the ball of the right foot and bring your strap up with you. All right, forearms stay planted, bend the right knee. Either reach back for that right foot with the right hand, trying to square the shoulders off, or you can walk your hand up the strap, just like this. So you get that nice quad stretch, because we really want to stretch out the quads as cyclists and to get into our main posture. Exhale, carefully release the right foot down, and then switch sides, either using your strap or your hand. So the strap or tie or belt or whatever goes around the ball of the foot. Bend the left knee, reach back for your strap or foot. Try to square the shoulders off to the top of the mat. Here, I'll show you what it looks like on this side, since my other side was kind of not pointing towards you. So, just like that, you have your elbow down, press into the forearm. It's easier to square your shoulders off this way. And then when you're ready, carefully release that foot. Remove your strap. Keep it nearby though, we'll need it again. Then from here, exhale, lower the forehead down, hands come by the low ribs. Either move through child's pose to your downward facing dog, or tuck the toes, squeeze everything into the midline. Inhale, press up plank. Exhale, hips lift, downward dog. Start to pedal through the feet. Maybe sway the hips a little bit from side to side. And then find stillness for a moment. Press into the palms to lift the hips up nice and high. Belly pulls in. Gaze is toward your navel or the thighs. And if you feel like your spine is rounding forward, you can just bring a deep bend in the knees so you're able to lengthen your spine. Then bend the knees, look forward, step the feet to the top of the mat, feet land right underneath the hips, and let the body hang over the legs. Head and neck relax completely. Maybe clasp opposite elbows, find a little movement. You can have as much of a bend in the knees as you need. They don't have to be perfectly straight. More weight should be in the toes. Then if you clasped opposite elbows, release the arms down. Everyone bring a deep bend in the knees and slowly begin to roll up. To stand, shoulder blades don't roll down the back, palms spin open, and head lifts up last. Tadasana, mountain pose. From here, step the feet together, maybe a slight space between the heels. Inhale the arms up overhead. Exhale, sink the hips down. Utkatasana, chair pose or fierce pose. Squeeze the legs together, lift the heart, lengthen the tailbone down. This pose represents the bravery of the Maccabees and their Jewish army as they prepared to wage war against Antiochus's army. Romans came to join us. All right, more weight should be in the heels than in the toes. Take one more inhale. Exhale, fold over the legs. It should feel really good. Inhale, halfway lift. Find length in the spine. Exhale, plant the palms. Step the left foot back behind you. Lower the back knee. Coming into your low lunge. Make sure the knee is right above the ankle. If it's coming forward like this, you can use your right hand to help you take a longer stance. Inhale to lift the heart. Exhale, shift the hips back, fold over the right leg. Toes point up towards the sky. Right hip pulls back, left hip forward so the hips are nice and square. Just taking a bit of a hamstring stretch. On an inhale, bend the front knee, lift the heart. Here's where you may need your strap. So let's prepare. If you have a hard time reaching your foot in this pose for this quad stretch, bring your strap or tie or belt or rope onto the ball of that left foot and have the strap up here. First, we're going to inhale, lift the right arm up towards the sky. Then bend the right knee, either reaching back for your foot or for your strap. Maybe walking your arm down the strap as far as you can, just so you can get that quad stretch without cramping up in the hamstrings. Wherever you're at, you really want to roll the heart open, spin the shoulders down the back. Or roll the shoulders down the back and spin the heart open. That's what I meant. Carefully release that back foot. And then bring both hands to frame the front foot for just a second. Inhale, reach both arms up towards the sky. Hips sink, but at the same time, tilt the pelvis downward, pull the belly in. Hips are nice and square, so the right hip's pulling back, left hip forward. Arms reach up, squeeze their thighs together, lift the heart, belly is engaged. Anjaneyasana, to represent the Jewish desire for freedom under the King Antiochus IV. Then interlace the hands behind the low back. Reach the hands down, lift the heart up, taking a little bit of a back bend, still keeping the belly engaged and the thighs squeezing towards one another. Inhale, reach the arms back up, plant them down to frame that right foot. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, hug this right foot in, then shoot it up and back, three-legged dog. Bend the right knee, open up the hip, stacking right hip on top of left. Do a couple leg circles if you'd like. Then straighten that right leg, square off the hips. Take an inhale, exhale, come forward, or you can either lower the right leg down or keep it lifted. Exhale, lower. Inhale, upward or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. On your next inhale, lift the right leg up once again. Step that right foot through in between the hands. Really ground through both feet. Inhale, lift up into your high crescent lunge pose to represent the moon lighting the night sky as the Maccabees returned to Jerusalem and their need for light in the temple. Then interlace the hands behind the low back. Inhale, lift up, reach the hands down. Keep squeezing the belly in. Release the hands up. Exhale, bring hands to heart center. Find a focal point in front of you to focus on that's not moving. Step this left foot up. Hug it in for a second. And then we'll just come into a standing quad stretch. So left hand to the left outer foot. Knee points down towards the earth. Tailbone tucks underneath. Squeeze the knees toward one another. You can even bring the right hand to help you out too, to deepen it. Carefully release the left foot down. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Cool. Let's do that all on the other side. Inhale, arms reach up. Feet are together. Exhale, hips sink down, belly pulls in, heart reaches up. Utkatasana, chair pose, to represent the bravery of the Maccabees in the Jewish army. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms and step the right foot back behind you. Lower the back knee. Make sure knee is right above the ankle. So you have like a 90-degree bend there. Lift the heart on an inhale. You can always have your hands up on blocks or pillows or books. And then as you exhale, shift the hips back, fold over the left leg. Pull the left hip back, right hip forward. Left toes flex up toward the sky. On your next inhale, bend through the front knee, lift the heart. Grab your strap if you need it for that quad stretch. Put it around the ball of your foot and make sure your strap is, the other end of your strap is up towards your hand. Plant the left hand down, inhale the right hand down, inhale the left arm up towards the sky. Bend the back knee, reach back for your foot or your strap. Heart spins open, shoulder blades roll down the back. Breathe into the front of that right thigh. Exhale, carefully release the back foot and remove the strap if you used it. Hands come to frame the front foot for just a moment. Then inhale, lift the arms up. On Vinyasa, legs squeeze towards one another, belly is engaged to represent the desire for freedom under the tyrannical rule of Antiochus IV. Interlace the hands behind the low back. Try to do opposite thumb on top than you did before. If you don't know which one it is, don't worry about it. Hands reach down, heart lifts, belly still squeezes in. Inhale the arms back up. Exhale, hands frame the front foot. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee. Hug this left foot in, then shoot it up and back. Three-legged dog. Bend the knee, open the hip. Left hip stacks on top of right. Maybe do some leg circles. If you do that, make sure you go in both directions. Then straighten that left leg, square off the hips, keep it lifted or lower it, and move through your vinyasa. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. On the inhale, left leg rises again, three-legged dog. Exhale, step that left foot through in between the hands. Knees right above ankle. On your next inhale, lift the arms up. High crescent lunge pose. Representing the moon lighting the night sky as the Maccabees returned to Jerusalem. Interlace the hands behind the low back. Inhale, lift the heart. On your next inhale, arms reach back up. Hands come to heart center on an exhale. Find your drishti, or your focal point. Step the right foot up. Give it a nice big hug. The right leg. Then bend that, point that right knee down towards the ground. Right foot comes back behind you. Squeeze the knees towards one another. Keep lengthening the tailbone down. You can use your left hand to grab the foot as well to deepen the stretch. Exhale, carefully release that right foot. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, hands come to heart center. All right, now we're going to get even more crazy. All right, inhale the arms up. Exhale, hips sink down, Utkatasana. Fierce pose, more weight in the heels, legs squeeze together, belly pulls in, heart lifts. Keep that right foot planted, hug the left foot up, and then shoot it back. Cartwheel the arms open, warrior two. So that left heel grounds and aligns, the arch of the foot will align with the front of the right heel. Look over the right fingertips. Flip the front palm. On an inhale, left arm reaches down the left leg, right arm reaches overhead. Reverse warrior. Oh yeah, I forgot. I had a meaning for warrior too. It's over here. The Maccabees, strength and determination. Warrior 2. In reverse. Come back to your warrior 2. Then from here, you're going to lift that left arm up, right arm up, spin the back heel up, square off the hips. High crescent lunge pose. Exhale, bring the hands to frame the front foot. Work towards straightening the front leg, fold. Keep pulling that right hip back, left hip forward. Maybe lift the right toes up to deepen the calf stretch. Then from here, you're going to walk the hands to the left side of the mat, ground through the left heel, spin the right toes forward so both feet are parallel, and you're in a wide-legged stance. Exhale, fold. Crown reaches down toward the earth. If your head reaches the ground easily, you might want to heel toe your feet in to challenge yourself a little more. Get a deeper stretch in those hamstrings. Inhale, lift up halfway, everyone. Then you're going to turn the heels in, toes out, press the knees out wide, lift that heart up, arms come to a cactus shape. Lengthen the tailbone down, squeeze the belly in, press the knees outward. Then from here, we're going to bring the arms out in front of us, cross left arm over right at the elbow creases. Either give yourself a big hug, bring backs of the hands to touch, or wrap the forearms once more so the palms touch. Elbows lift as high as the shoulders. At the same time, roll the shoulder blades down the back. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift, unwind, straighten the legs, star pose to represent the Star of David. And then, sorry, I just wanted to make sure I didn't miss any of my descriptions for my poses for Hanukkah. Then spin everything forward, come back into your lunge with the right leg forward. Hug this right knee in, shoot it up and back, three-legged dog. Bend the right knee, open up the hip. Stay here. Or maybe that right foot begins to get pretty heavy and starts to fall to the left side of the mat. Flipping you over, lift the hips. Wild thing, this pose is representative of the little jar of oil that lasted 8 days. That was only supposed to last 1. Carefully make your way back to your three-legged dog with the right leg lifted if you flipped your dog into wild thing. Keep the right leg lifted or lower it and move through your vinyasa. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. I'm going to try and step back a little bit so I have room when I come up, but hopefully you have room in front of your mat. Inhale, lift the right leg back up, three-legged dog. Exhale, step the right foot through, in between the hands, lift up, high crescent lunge. Arms come out in front of you, left arm over right, hug, hug, or backs of the hands touch. We'll wrap the forearms once more so the palms touch, eagle arms. From here, find your drishti or your focal point. Stay balanced in the right leg. Lift the left leg up. Bend into the right knee. Cross left thigh over right. You can always have the left toes on blocks or challenge yourself a little more. Try and wrap the left toes behind the right calf. But at the same time, square off the hips. Garudasana, eagle pose, which represents the leadership of Matthias and his 5 sons. Then we're going to unwind everything, but stay balancing on the right foot. Bring the left hand to the outside of the left foot or ankle. Squeeze the knees towards one another. Reach that right arm forward. Begin to kick the left foot into the left hand. Keep the heart lifted. And then maybe begin to lower. Still keeping the heart lifted. Dancer pose. Representing the Jews finally finding freedom. Well, right. You always use a wall in front of you to help you balance if you want, which I'm doing. Then carefully release that left foot down. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. And we'll do that all on the other side. I'm going to face this way though, so I don't end up facing away from you. Okay, inhale the arms up. Exhale, sink the hips down. Utkatasana, fierce pose. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms. Oh no, wait. Come back to your chair. Step the right foot back behind you. Cartwheel the arms open, warrior 2. So that right heel grounds. Align front heel with the arch of the right foot. Gaze is over the left fingertips. Really lunge through that front knee. Then flip the front palm. On an inhale, right arm reaches down the right leg, left arm overhead. Keep lunging through that front knee. Reverse warrior. Inhale, come back up to that warrior 2, representing the strength and strength and determination of the Maccabees. All right, then from here, we're gonna lift the back heel, lift both arms up overhead, square off the hips, high crescent lunge. Exhale, hands plant. Take an inhale, and then exhale, shift the hips back, fold over, working towards your straight front leg. Do this pyramid variation. Maybe lift the left toes up to deepen the stretch in the calf. You can maybe come up higher on the back toes. Keep squaring the hips off. Then exhale, lower that left foot down. If you lifted it, lift up halfway. And then walk the hands to the right side of the mat. Right heel grounds, left toes spin forward, feet are parallel. Setting up for a wide-legged forward fold. Exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Heels turn in, toes turn out, bend into the knees. Sink down deep. Inhale, lift the heart up. Cactus arms, pull the belly in, lengthen the tailbone down, press the knees out. Then bring the arms out in front of you. Cross right elbow over left, either giving yourself a hug or bringing the backs of the hands to touch, or wrap once more so that the palms touch. Eagle arms. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift back up, unwind, straighten the legs, arms reach up, Star of David pose. Spin both feet forward, plant the hands to frame the front foot, lift that right leg up and back, 3-legged dog, bend the right knee, open up the hip. Sorry, wrong leg. Come to the left leg forward. Then, or just lift the left leg up. Left leg lifts up, 3-legged dog. Bend the left knee, open up the hip. Stay here, or maybe that left foot begins to get really heavy. Flip over, lift the hips. Left leg is bent, right leg straight. Wild thing, representing the small jar of oil that lasted for 8 days. Exhale, make your way back to your three-legged dog if you flipped your dog. Keep the left leg lifted or lower it and move through your vinyasa. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. On your next inhale, lift the left leg back up towards the sky. Step the left foot through in between the hands. Really ground through both feet. Nice strong legs. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, bring the arms out. Right elbow over left. Big hug. Backs of the hands touch or palms touch. Eagle arms. Find your drishti or focal point and step that right leg up. Bend into the left knee, cross right thigh over left. Maybe hooking the right toes. Garudasana, eagle pose. Representing the bravery of the Maccabees. On an inhale, unwind, keeping that right leg lifted. Bring that right knee down towards the earth. Point it down. Hand either grabs the outside of the right ankle or outside of the right foot. I'm just going to step back so I don't hit my wall. Whew. It's okay if you lose your balance. Just try to come back into it. Left arm reaches forward. Find your drishti or focal point. Inhale, kick the right foot into the right hand. Then maybe begin to lower down, lifting the right leg up high as you can get it. Exhale, carefully come down. Right foot meets the left. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. All right, all the hard stuff is over. We're going to begin to cool down. I accidentally paused my yoga timer that whole time. It's okay. So let's vinyasa to a seat. So inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, hinge from the hips, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms. Step or lightly hop back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Then you take a few deep breaths here, really cooling down. Bend the knees, look forward. Step or lightly hop the feet up to the mat or up to a seat at the top of your mat. And then bring both legs out wide. You can stay facing the top of your mat or use the wide left side of your mat. You can kind of remove the flesh out from underneath the thighs to help you tilt that pelvis forward. If you're having a hard time there, you can place a prop underneath the sit bones. Inhale, reach the arms up. Flex the feet, engage the legs. You can always have a bend in the knees if you need. Exhale, begin to fold forward. You don't have to bring forward, working towards bringing your forehead to the earth. So you probably won't bring the forehead to the earth. That's okay. When I was little in gymnastics, we used to call this pancake. So, since this is a Chanukah themed class, we are latkes, or potato pancakes. Inhale, walk the hands back in towards you. Bring a bend into the knees, hands to the outer thighs to walk the legs towards one another. Carefully, slowly roll all the way down to your back. Arms come up to a T. Legs lift up to about a 90-degree bend. Inhale here. Exhale, gently let the legs fall over to the left. Right shoulder stays grounded. You can bring that left hand to the right outer thigh if you want. Gaze can either be straight up at the sky or over the right shoulder if that feels okay on your neck. Send the breath deep into the belly. On your next inhale, release the left arm back out if you moved it. Inhale the legs up through center. Exhale, let them gently fall to the right side. Left shoulder stays grounded. You can maybe bring that right hand to the left outer thigh. Gaze either straight up or over the left shoulder. Breathe deep into the belly. Inhale the legs back up to center. Bring the soles of the feet to point up towards the sky. Knees are slightly wider than your hips, pointing toward each shoulder. Hands can either come to the backs of the thighs, outer calves, outer ankles, or outer feet. Just make sure to lengthen the tailbone down. Maybe rock a little bit from side to side if that feels good. Maybe straighten one leg at a time. Maybe straighten both legs. Hug the knees in. Reach the forehead towards the knees into a little tiny ball. Take one deep inhale, as deep as you can. Exhale through the mouth. Lengthen the legs out in front of you. Arms down by the sides. Relax every single muscle in the body completely. Relax the face, the eyes, the jaw, the neck, the shoulders, arms, hands, the chest, belly, the spine, the hips, the legs, and the feet. Let your breath return to its natural state, releasing any breath control. Still allow yourself to stay present. Let go of your thoughts. Shavasana. If you'd like to stay in your Shavasana longer, please do. But if you're ready to come out, start by deepening the breath. Bring small movements to the fingers and toes. Circle the ankles and wrists. Rock the head from side to side. And reach the arms up overhead, the legs out long in front of you for a morning stretch. Hug the knees into the chest and carefully roll over onto one side in a sort of fetal position. You can rest here for a moment. Then, whenever you're ready, try to keep the eyes closed or a soft gaze. And make your way up into a comfortable, cross-legged seat at the top of your bed. Once you arrive, reclose the eyes if you opened them. Sit up nice and tall, taller than you have all day. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead, palms touch at the top. Exhale through the mouth, hands heart center. Bow the chin towards the heart. Take a moment to thank yourself for carving this time out of your day to practice yoga, breathing, and celebrating Hanukkah. And I thank you for joining me. I hope you can take the benefits from tonight's class into the rest of your night, the rest of your week, and on to your bike. I'm going to end with a quote from Walt Whitman. To me, every hour of the light and dark is a miracle. Every cubic inch of space is a miracle. Bring the thumb knuckles up to the third eye space. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. We had a good class. Thank you for celebrating Hanukkah with me. That was my last Hanukkah class of my little Hanukkah series this year. But there'll probably be more Hanukkah classes next Hanukkah. So yeah, there's still 2 more nights of Hanukkah. So yeah, I'm sad it's going to end, but I don't know. I'm just going to pretend it didn't end and celebrate Hanukkah all month long like my birthday. Anywho, thank you again. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Like my videos if you like them. Yeah, thank you. Please join me on Thursday at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time for my yin yoga class, and then Saturday at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time for my energizing Vinyasa, and then again next week for this class every Tuesday, Yoga for Cyclists at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Yeah, thank you again. Let me know if there's anything that you want to work on in any future classes. Please donate if you can to my Venmo, PayPal, Cash App. It's all on my social media. Anything helps so I can keep making these classes affordable and accessible for everyone. Yeah, and also I want a little more feedback. I've gotten some feedback, but I was thinking about lengthening my classes to 75 minutes instead of an hour. So let me know what you think. Would you like to keep them 60 minutes? Would you like to make them longer to 75? Or would you like to make some classes longer and some stay the same? Let me know. Thank you again. Have a really good night. Miriam, do you want to come say bye? Come on. She doesn't, but I'm going to say bye. Bye. Okay, thank you. Have a good night.